Let's take a look at the numbers for this feature preliminary bout at Bellator 276.
You know, the real thing to look at here, that 6 foot to 6'3", the one person that gave Polizzi problems was the tall Julius Anglickas, so we'll see if he's figured that out now.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Tonight here, Family Arena, the time has come to conclude the Bellator 276 prelims, and we'll do it with 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 6'3", weighing in 206 pounds, his professional record, 7 wins, 3 losses. From Paulo Alfonso Bahia, he fights out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, presenting Gugu Jose Augusto. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 204.4 pounds. As a professional, he's near perfect, 9 victories, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Madison, Wisconsin, Alex "Easy" Polizzi. And the referee in charge, Kerry Hentley.
Alex Polizzi has 4 first-round finishes, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. Jose Augusto, 6 first-round finishes, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions.
That's what you work for. You ready?
You know what I'm trying to tell you. Don't blink for bell and round number 1. And there, a right hand that cracked the jaw of Polizzi, and Polizzi ate it like it was nothing.
Yeah, but it definitely got his attention, and he cannot take a whole bunch of shots like that because that was just past his guard.
And you heard the noticeable thwack.
Yeah, you heard it because it landed.
And now the sprawl by Augusto defending the takedown attempt of Polizzi, who went the takedown route after tasting the power of Augusto.
And you saw that sprawl, and you saw Polizzi's head get smashed into the canvas. That did not feel good. Coming up on an Iranian lift. Beautiful job by Polizzi.
Looks like he's going to do it. A Mori drop her Pururesu move, but instead ends up side control on Augusto. And Polizzi turning things around in a hurry.
And Polizzi utilizing that wrestling base to say, you know what, I'm not going to be in the stand-up with this guy. He hits too hard. And let me take this where I feel more comfortable. And that's where he's at on the ground right now in a beautiful side control position.
Fighting out of Beloit, Wisconsin, Polizzi, the most celebrated high school wrestler at Beloit Memorial High, went on to be a 3-time NCAA qualifier at Northwestern University. But he's hoping to show that he's not just a one-dimensional fighter. Minute and a half gone here in the opening round.
Yeah, Gugu trying to control that arm with his legs and stuff. He's going to have to figure out, he's going to have to let go of that now. Just start to work yourself at least back to a half guard, then get to full guard. Right now, Polizzi's in his world. This is where he feels comfortable.
He has to make the most out of this dominant position from side control. Augusto trying to explode his hips. And there's the knee on belly right into full mount, but a nice sweep by Augusto.
Beautiful timing by Jose Augusto to take that, sweep him over. And that's what happens when you go to mount. Many times, guys don't want to go to mount because of that very scenario, that same scenario right there that you just saw.
Muay Thai plum, and then the elbow across the face of Polizzi. Augusto delivering some high-octane offense early here in the opening round.
Yeah, look, Augusto in the stand-up, he's got power in his hands, and he does. He's got a good Muay Thai plum, but he cannot allow Polizzi to get into his legs. If Polizzi's able to get to his legs, he's going to put him on his butt like you're seeing right here. He cannot lay flat down. He needs to put himself back with his back up against that cage and utilize that cage as a balance point to get himself back to his feet.
Augusto did his homework, telling us he knows that Polizzi relentless on his pursuit of the takedown.
Polizzi back in mount.
And Polizzi looking to make the most of the full mount position. Wants to deliver that nasty ground and pound that he's known for, but Augusto doing a good job. Well, was doing a good job of controlling posture until now.
Augusto needs to figure out if he's going to push off of that cage. He needs to buck those hips and get that weight going forward with Polizzi, but he's got to at least take away one of those posting arms.
Augusto, winner of 5 of his last 6 again. Losing to Anthony Rumble Johnson last May. Polizzi is looking to extend his win streak to 3, but Augusto actually, John, doing a good job of really minimizing damage from full mount for the most part.
Yeah, he's starting to eat it now because he's pushing off. He's taking his hands and he's opening up his face to put his hands on hips to try to push Polizzi back. The second time he did it, Polizzi had already figured out, okay, I'm waiting for it.
And here Polizzi again looking to go once again to full mount right now. Could just from this back now, ground and pound and looking to put the hooks in. Alex Polizzi, who does have a rear naked choke submission win, but he's content on delivering damage from mount.
Well, he's delivering some big shots at times. Some of those are getting through. Augusto's been able to block some, but a lot of those shots did get through. Polizzi's putting it on him right now.
Alex Polizzi putting it on Jose Augusto. Augusto neutralizing his posture, hoping to escape, and he will escape the first round, but a tough start for the Brazilian.
Polizzi's a corner addressing what he should do if Augusto gets back to trying to push on the hips to get out of that mount position.
Bell and round number 2. Alex Polizzi, Jose Augusto. Oh! Heavyweight division! Augusto nails Polizzi!
What a knee!
And Polizzi desperate to remain alive. Polizzi's back on his feet, but for how long? Augusto ambushing Polizzi, and it all began with a nasty knee.
That was a huge knee that he landed. And right now he's making the mistake of allowing Polizzi to get a hold of him and hold on and take away all of that beautiful work. Augusto laying flat on his back, kind of gassed himself a little bit, trying to get rid of Polizzi.
And Augusto's opened up a cut on Polizzi, blasting him with a knee that somehow now has Polizzi in side control on Augusto.
Polizzi is still hurt. Look at him falling right off of Augusto there. He took a huge knee and then he took a big shot.
Oh, and a bad elbow strike, and Augusto measuring up Polizzi. Wow, the fact that Polizzi is still trying to defend.
Augusto just not a good fight IQ. He should have backed off, made Polizzi get to his feet. He has dominated this fight on the feet. That was a big shot. Polizzi's hurt. This is allowing Polizzi to recover.
Polizzi,
this is good for him.
Plasma staining the canvas. Augusto fishing for a submission from his back.
Going for the arm.
Looking for that arm bar.
Lost it.
Looking for his first armbar submission win.
Got to extend the hips. You don't just pull on the arm. Extend the hips. Hips are up in the air.
What about the fighting spirit of Alex Polizzi refusing to surrender? And now avoiding the submission. Mamma mia!
This is what I loved about Alex Polizzi when he fought Grant Neal. Same exact style of fighting. Just no give up. And not quit.
Incredible display of the heart and guts by Alex Polizzi. And you're right, not taking anything away from Alex Polizzi, but not the highest fight IQ from Jose Augusto.
No, big mistake. Polizzi stepping over in the mount on top. That's a nice job by Polizzi. This can give him some time to recover from the heavy shots he's taken, but Augusto had him hurt, and it's the wrestling of Polizzi that has given Augusto problems. He should have backed off, made Polizzi get to his feet. But these are the moments that you go back and you can look at, and you'll see it. but at the time of the fight, it just wasn't there for him.
After absorbing what would normally be a knockout-inducing knee strike, Alex Polizzi somehow finds himself in top position and taking it to Jose Augusto. How did we get here, John?
I'm telling you right now, Alex Polizzi couldn't tell you because I don't think he's going to remember much.
Unbelievable. Instincts, adrenaline, and the heart of a warrior, Alex Polizzi. Fighting out of Beloit, Wisconsin. The chosen few gym and extreme couture. Ground and pound. His calling card, Alex Polizzi, despite being bloodied, despite being rattled, is trying to vanquish Jose Augusto.
This is the second time Augusto has almost had his opponent out in the Bellator cage and is now in trouble and almost to the point of losing the fight.
He rattled Rumble Johnson, had him hurt, ended up being stopped. He rocked Alex Polizzi with a nasty knee and is now on the verge of perhaps being finished via ground and pound with less than a minute left in the second round.
Polizzi he's amazing right now because he is tired. He's been hurt. He just keeps on grinding. Augusto being as tough as you can be. No give up in him. Polizzi switching.
Man, Polizzi's just having his way with Augusto on the ground despite being nailed upstairs.
Well, you're so right. He is just having his way. He is moving around on it.
Oh, nasty elbows to the rib cage of Augusto. An incredible round, an incredible display of Alex Polizzi's fighting DNA. John, so much to unpack in what has been a sensational second round, but Alex Polizzi ends up on top heading to the third. Wow!
Let's take a look at what started this whole thing. Here comes the flying knee. Look at how it lands flush, Moro. I mean, you can't land it any better. Polizzi eats that. He is seriously hurt, but he sticks with it. Check this out. That lands as clean as you're ever gonna find. That's amazing that it did not put Alex Polizzi out.
That jaw should be tested for titanium,
Look
John.
at this, look at this. Oh my God, unbelievable. Take a look at this in real, let's see real speed. Watch how fast, oh!
Popped his head back like a Pez dispenser.
And then it goes, he's on top, he's got the arm bar. But he doesn't do the right things. Take a look at the legs. The little things make the difference. Polizzi comes out on top, and from that point, he puts it on Augusto. This has been an amazing display by both guys.
You grow by overcoming adversity. Alex Polizzi must feel like a giant heading into round 3. What a fight, and what a second round it was. And now for Jose Augusto. Wasted opportunity in that second stanza.
Oh, absolutely. You know, things led to mistakes that put him in bad positions because he was in control of that round. He had that round. He had the fight. Just didn't use that fight IQ that we talk about all the time to think about how to put Polizzi in a bad position.
And Polizzi, staring at Augusto, has recovered as much as can be expected and showed that in that second round while continuing to take the fight to Augusto. Looks for the takedown, the sprawl by Augusto, but immediately Polizzi takes the back.
Yeah, there was the sprawl, but you saw Polizzi come out under, and now he's got the neck.
And Alex Polizzi take a bow. After almost being finished, Alex Polizzi storms back to finish Jose Augusto, recording his second rear naked choke submission, his 5th submission win overall. He is now 10-1 with 8 finishes, none more memorable than this one.
Oh, this is a fight they will talk about for a long time. This is that last round. You see Augusto gets the sprawl, but Polizzi just ducks out under, comes out on the back, and right away locks in the rear naked choke, and Augusto is just, he's exhausted from the prior activity of the first and second round. Nothing there to stop it. Choke's locked in. That's a beautiful win by Alex Polizzi. Amazing.
And the third time that Augusto's forced to tap as we look at Polizzi's corner.
Give me your leg, stretch him out. He's stretching. There you go. Oh, yes.
The ebb and flow of mixed martial arts, one of the reasons why it is arguably the greatest show on earth, John. I mean, it's incredible what we witnessed tonight, courtesy of Alex Polizzi and Jose Augusto.
I mean, yeah. What do you say when you got a guy who's had a fight against Anthony Rumble Johnson where he almost knocks him out?
Almost knocks out
the verge of victory right there.
Hard luck, hard knocks.
Look at this is the one. This is look at he's got Rumble Johnson on stanky legs. He has got him almost out, and he was unable to finish that based upon he just couldn't get Rumble out of that fight with another shot, and then Rumble ends up putting him out with that, and Polizzi, in a weird way, has come back and done the same thing. Look at that flying knee. This was tonight. He had that. That was a huge shot. Polizzi in trouble, and here comes the end with Polizzi getting the rear naked choke.
The Brazilian on the receiving end of the Mata Leon, the lion roars tonight in the form of Alex Polizzi. Reversal of fortunes here tonight. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap by way of a rear naked choke, just 49 seconds into round number 3 by submission, Alex Polizzi.
Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
Brother, I am so impressed with you. Do you even remember the second round?
I think I ended up on top, but outside of that, things got a little crazy.
Okay, I want to tell you that was just an amazing fight. If you can see the replay on this, if I could turn you around and you can see anything, there was some unbelievable moments in this fight. You had a beautiful first round. Your wrestling was a difference. He was actually getting to you on the feet. You took him down. You controlled all of that. Beautiful work. The second round starts, and you end up getting hit with a knee. Do you remember being in trouble from the knee that he landed?
No, but maybe that's for the better. Because, I mean, according to my memory, the whole round I was on top and pushing that pace, so.
Well, we're going to go with that. We're going to say that you were on top the whole round because you survived a vicious knee. You were in trouble, and he was going after you, and your tenacious attitude, you're never say die. You just stuck with it, and you ended up on top and doing great work in the second round. Going into the third round, how were you feeling?
You know, I can feel it now a little bit in the cheek. I'm guessing that's where the knee hit. But, you know, I'm blessed enough to have that background in wrestling, and you mentioned that tenacity, even while maybe not sure if everything functions up top, but it's just there it is. That looked nice, yeah. Even then, you get a little bit of the reflexes of the body still working and going, doing what they're supposed to be doing, keeping me in control, keeping me in the fight. So really glad to be here, really glad to earn that W.
That was a huge win. The rear naked choke finally putting an end to it. But I want to tell you, one of the best fights I've ever seen by someone. Showed incredible heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Alex Polizzi.